My name's Brexit Brian. I'm here today because I'm supporting the fact that the two-tier system is wrong, it's inappropriate. We have political prisoners in our country now. The system is broken. A change needs to happen. People need to come out and do something about that. We have been, as a group, been doing something about that for the last 4 months or so. We've been going to different locations with our banners, highlighting the issues. We're hoping that as a consequence, more people will come out and support us, because this affects everybody. This affects absolutely everybody. We know that the left wing might ridicule us, but believe you me, eventually one day it's going to affect them as well. Okay, now I knew Peter Lynch, I knew him personally, so I'm particularly gutted about what has happened to him. He was a person of passion. I knew him from the Brexit demos. I remember him well. We used to go across the college green and we used to jeer Steve Bray. He would come down on many an occasion just for that alone. He was a lovely lad with a lovely sense of humour. A Yorkshireman, a typical Yorkshireman. Anyway, the situation with Peter is he gets prison for hurty words, and then we all know what happened. Contrast that with Ricky Jones. Contrast that with ex-councillor Ricky Jones. That vile man preached hate. He asked for his followers, supporters to slit the throats of those fascists. What happens to him? Nothing. What happens to that gentleman? He goes to prison on remand, but then is given bail. No short, swift justice for that man. There's one example. Another example, the Terrorism Act. We've got a situation where our man, I can't mention his name because Facebook, TikTok, the like, they've all cancelled him out. Anybody that dares to mention his name is violated and has the potential to be banned completely. This is the tactics that they use. So what have they done in his case? Yeah, they've misused the Terrorism Act. They've pulled him when he's come back into the country and demanded his PIN number under Section 7, clause whatever of the Terrorism Act. Now, the Terrorism Act was not intended for that purpose. It was intended to actually stop terrorism. So what have they done? They've demanded his PIN number so that they can access all his data and all his information, anticipating that the gentleman is going to say no. So there we have it. We have a charge in place. The consequence of that charge is he can be labelled as a terrorist. He can be called a dangerous individual. He can be called someone who cannot be allowed to have a platform on social media. So all of a sudden, millions of people that want to have a conversation involving him are cut out from doing that very thing. In regards to terrorism, we had the Southport killings. My God, at the time, I don't know about you guys, but at the time I said to myself, this looks suspiciously like a terrorism act. I mean, you don't get too many people going around deliberately killing children, do you, in that kind of method and way? Okay, so thousands of us thinking, yes, this is a terrorist act. Speak about it online, talk about it, and social media goes mad on this topic. The guy gets arrested, he gets charged with this offence of murder, but he doesn't get charged with terrorism. We then have a situation the day before the budget. They disclose the fact that this guy had razin, that this guy had access to Al-Qaeda material. I don't know anyone's definition of terrorism, but that is definitely mine. The question here is, when did they know this? I personally believe that they must have known it within a couple of days of visiting that gentleman's property. So Starmer and the political establishment hid that truth from us.
Yeah.
Starmer and the political establishment have a responsibility to the public.
Yes.
For the truth. Hundreds of patriots have been locked up, thrown in jail, because they dared to comment against this situation. This is unacceptable. We are living in a society now that is in real danger. We have to galvanise patriots. We have to galvanise peacefully and do something about this. My last point is the media. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the media in this country is an absolute disgrace. They are untruthful. They hide the truth. They deny the facts. They hide evidence. In any democracy, you need a media that is fair and reasonable. But instead, we have a media that sucks up to the establishment. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and something needs to change. How that change occurs, inevitably it's going to have to be political. Now, there are many, many patriots here who are reform supporters, and I can see the reasoning behind that. You know, reform appear to be the biggest potential to get the Tories and Labour out. Myself, I'm not into reform one little bit. My reason for not being into them is that they are cowardly when it comes to taking on the woke brigade. They are so scared of the woke brigade and so held in rapture by them that they daren't defend us. They don't want to defend us because they might get called right-wing. Well, that's not good enough. If they are not going to defend us now, believe you me, they're not going to defend us if they ever got in government. Now, I happen to be a British Democrat supporter. The British Democrats is who I'm a member of. But I quite like UKIP also. And my advice to anybody that is unsure is to look at these two parties. Do not fall for the trap of reform. Reform have denied us patriots. They have never defended us on any of the issues that matter, and they've betrayed our man. Thank you very much.